Hi, I'm Margie and welcome to my kitchen today. What I've made is I've taken some plain vanilla ice cream and some chocolate and some of these little candy canes, and I've made some peppermint ice cream. It's the holidays and I was brought up, my mom used to make this wonderful peppermint ice cream. I put chocolate chips, fine chocolate chips in there. It's dark chocolate. So I think that you guys will really enjoy that. And we're going to get started in just a moment. There are 3 basic ingredients that you need to make your peppermint chocolate chip ice cream, and that is vanilla ice cream, which I've just taken out of my freezer. For my freezer, it will probably be about 10 minutes until it's soft enough for me to put it into like a KitchenAid mixer with a large paddle. So I'll let that sit. And then you just want some nice fresh peppermint candy canes. Any color you want. You can get the ones that are green. That's up to you. So I'm going to cut them out of their paper and put them into a zippy bag, and I'll show you that. Then the other ingredient is just some chocolate. This is dark chocolate because that's what you normally make chocolate chips with. It's not quite so sweet. You can get a special bar of Hershey chocolate and chop it up, or even the little teeny mini chocolate chips would work. This is very fine chocolate, so I'm going to use this. Now the tools you'll need is, of course, something to break up your peppermint, a knife to chop your chocolate, scissor to open up your peppermints, and this I'm going to put the chocolate in here and strain it out to get some of the powder out, so I have more chips rather than powder, because when you use a large knife and you chop chocolate, sometimes you get some powder. What I have here is a meatloaf pan, and I've lined it with some parchment paper to put the ice cream in when I'm done, and then I'm going to freeze that. And I'm also going to use a few custard cups that I have, and I'm just going to cover them with saran wrap, and I can just have them a little serving sizes of the ice cream later. So we'll just try to move some of this stuff and get started. We'll do the chocolate first. I'm going to try to, if you cut it fairly big, you see it will chop up. Don't make it real fine. I moved the knife about 1/4 of an inch away. Then the pieces will stay a little bit larger. You can put as much chocolate in as you like, but I don't recommend too much. I would say for this size container, I'm going to probably use a little over 1/2 cup. I think the powder will just get into the chocolate and make the chocolate look, you know, like little specks all through it, and I don't really want that. I'd rather get some of that out. Then I can see also the chocolate that needs to be chopped a little bit more. Ice cream will just look a little cleaner. The ones that are big usually come to the top, so just pull those off. You don't want too big of pieces because when it's in the ice cream, it's very cold. My mom used to make this for us on our birthdays, although she didn't put chocolate in it. This is a little upgrade. So now I'm going to get my candy canes, and we'll do the same thing with that. I don't want it too pepperminty. Of course, you can do it as pepperminty as you want. I'm just going to take my zippy bag and get a few candy canes in there. I'll just start. I'm just going to cut them off and put them in. So I'm just going to go ahead, now that I've cut off a bunch of them, I'm just going to get them into the bag. probably only use about a half a cup. I don't want it to be too, I don't like anything too flavorful. Just enough to, so you know that it's peppermint. So now I have them in the bag. And it's always a good idea to, if you're going to hit something with on a wood with something hard, put it on something, put it on a board of some sort so you don't dent your table. And then this meat pounder has these little pointed parts. Don't use that part because it will put holes in your plastic. Just go ahead and use this flat side. I'll just start and then I'll finish it on my own because it's really loud. Just go ahead and smash it up. I'm going to strain that peppermint out. Okay, so that's what we've got there. And then we have our chocolate. Now let's see how our ice cream looks. Oops, I almost just lost that. I'm going to put the ice cream into the bowl. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut down the sides of the ice cream container. So I could have used this container. Obviously I can't anymore to put the ice cream back in. But we have other things we can use, so. Put our beater in there. Still feels a little bit hard. I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to sort of cut this up a little bit. See, it cuts up pretty well, so I'll be back. So I went ahead and I cut this up. I don't know if you can hear that. On the inside is still pretty frozen, so I'm going to wait a few more minutes. I just tried this and it's good, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. You don't really have to mix this for any reason other than to put your ingredients in. Just go ahead. That was a half a cup. I'm just going to put a little bit more in. Not the big ones. I think we'll take the big ones out. This is all to taste. So it's another half a cup about. And we'll also add some of the peppermint. Just a half a cup of that. I'm not even going to put any of the powder in. There it goes. Okay, that's mixing up really well. You give it a taste. I might add a little of the powder. Put a little teeny bit of the powder in. Maybe about a tablespoon. There's my hand. Give it another taste, and we want to get this into the freezer. Crunching on peppermint. That's very good. I'm going to add some more peppermint powder. Not too pepperminty unless you bite into a piece of peppermint. And the peppermint adds a little bit of pink to it, so that's nice. So this is done. So I'm going to quickly get this into the pan. Here I have frozen the ice cream already, and I put it in a deep freeze, like a box freezer, for about 3 hours at least. Now this is a nice ice cream scoop. I remember when I was young, this was a very important tool to making perfect ice cream balls. My dad always wanted his ice cream balls to be perfect. He would show my mom how to make perfect ice cream balls, and I used to watch and think how really ridiculous it was. I don't like anything perfect, so as you can see, that works really well for me. Now I'm taking the paper off of the ice cream. You may not really have needed the paper, but I still like the paper because once it's frozen, it will still be easier to scoop out. So I hope you enjoy this. It's wonderful, especially for the holidays. And I thank you for joining us today. And I'll be back soon with something else that's pretty good. If you like this video, you can see more of our videos by clicking on the link below to come to our channel.